Welcome back, everybody. The NextManUp Sportscast crew is back with you after a 2-week hiatus. Yes, I had finals. Mandy had some stuff going on in his life. We all did. We all got a little busy, but hey, we are back. And I'm gonna bring you a great show, an amazing show. Actually, I'm gonna say amazing show because I like today's show specifically. Mandy, I'm gonna jump right into topic number one. Okay, I got why we hit the hiatus. It is what it is. We're back though. Topic number one, Mandy, we have seen an uptick in no-hitters. Okay, through the first half of the season, and not even the first half. Before the first half, we got plenty. We got a lot. Why? Why is there an uptick in no-hitters? Why?
My biggest... Well, I'll give you two reasons.
Okay.
One reason is the ball is no longer juiced. They're using that soft, loosely knitted ball now. So
the fat laces?
Yeah, right. The ball is not bouncing off the bat as hard as anymore. So I think that has a big deal to do with it in terms of the way the ball feels. Pitchers new ball. Right, it's pitcher friendly. I think that's a huge part of it. And number two, it's the pitcher themselves. Man, this revolution in baseball in the last 5 years. It's a pretty fast revolution in baseball in terms of speed, right? Pitchers now, every single pitcher in the major league throws over 92, 93, 94 miles per hour. That's the norm. 96, 97. That's average now almost. All these guys throw hard. Right, you throw hard, and now with these intangibles, these mathematicians come up with spin rates, and all this other stuff that helps them with their curve and their sliders. Right, pitchers have all the tools they need to be dangerous people on the mound. Right.
So would you say it's less of pitchers being better, or would you say it's less of the batter's approach and more of pitchers being better?
I believe 100% it's definitely the pitchers. No.
Okay.
Batters, whatever they're different, the whole launch
angle.
Right, and now fastballs, now pitchers are now able to throw that 96 mile per hour fastball chest high, right, and make them catch up to the launch angle, right, benefits the pitcher. So that you see now, not too many fastballs now are thrown below
low.
Not. Because with that launch angle, it's easier to get to. But now the fastballs you see are about, chest high, inside, outside, because of the fact that batters are using this launch angle now. Now, if you're Shohei Ohtani, you're going to take a 94 mile per hour fastball at his throat over the fence. Right?
Yeah, he's pretty good at that.
I mean, the most part, I think that's what it is. The pitchers are adapting to batters, and it's being very successful for pitchers.
Yeah, I would agree with you mostly. I think it's definitely that. I mean, the pitchers are better. They are, and it has to do with velocity uptick. You see, there's I was watching a Yankee game, and the announcers were like, "Oh, Aroldis Chapman just threw 101 miles per hour," and they're like, before we used to get amazed by that. Now it's kind of like,
so
it's kind of average.
Did you watch?
Kind of the thing.
Was this the game you saw yesterday?
Yeah, I believe it was yesterday. He threw 103 at the end.
Yeah, so I was about to put in my dirtbag group chat. Aroldis Chapman is disgusting this year.
He hit the splitter with his breaking ball breaking. He hasn't allowed a run all year.
I saw his stat line. He's 0 runs.
Zero runs.
He has 58 strikeouts and X amount of innings. He's ridiculous.
2 strikeouts per game every game this year. Insane. That's insane.
Ridiculous.
That's just ridiculous.
Stud.
Yeah, it's insane. And I think he's kind of taken it upon himself after what happened with the Rays and then what happened with the Astros with, giving up those late home runs. I think he doesn't want that anymore. He's really come back. You can see, he's always been a really in-shape guy, but he's even more ripped. He's even more in shape. He's even more ready to play the game. And it's really great to see. But the other part of what I was thinking, Mandy, is that I think a little bit is the hitter's approach now. Because they talk so much about the 3 natural outcomes that happen, right? You either hit a home run, you strike out, or you walk, right? And that's the biggest analytic thing right now. The trend is Joey Gallo is the picture perfect guy for that. And I think it has a lot to do with that. Guys are trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark every single time. You don't see guys shorten up their swing on 2 strikes really hardly ever, except for guys like maybe DJ LeMahieu, maybe Corey Seager, a couple of guys, right? You don't see it very often like you used to, and I think that's why it's a little bit easier for pitchers to throw these no-hitters and go deeper into games. I mean, it's some pitchers, not every pitcher, but the better pitchers, I think, are having a lot of success now because these guys are trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark. And when you have a breaking ball that breaks, and then you combine that with the high-velocity fastball, you are unhittable, basically, in today's generation. You just really are. So I think it's a lot of both, but there's some guys who do it with velocity, and then there's a guy who did it today who doesn't throw as hard as 97. He throws only 93, 92.
That's still hard as hell.
Yeah, 100% agree. But now, like in today's age, like we said, it's like, that's kind of a slower fastball. So definitely, I think it's a little bit of both, but I would agree with you. Pitchers they're just better. They're just bigger, better. They throw harder. They're stronger. That's why they're talking about moving the mound back like 6 inches or whatever it is. So that way
just bring back the juice ball, baby. Just bring back the juice ball. No reason to move the mound back, put the mound higher. Bring back the ball.
And I forgot.
That's it.
I forgot about that because like even Kershaw was saying that he can feel the seams on the ball better. You get a better break on your ball, stuff like that. So
just bring back the juice ball, baby.
Yeah, and MLB got so much heat for that last year, and then no one's even talking about how the ball is not juiced. But yeah, it's crazy how you change the ball a little bit. On one side, you have the most home runs ever hit, and then on the other side, you have probably going to end up being the most no-hitters in the season. So we'll see what ends up happening there with baseball. Moving on to the NFL, Mandy. No, I'm sorry. We're gonna circle back to the NFL. We're gonna hit NBA real quick, and not necessarily the whole NBA, but just one team in particular. Okay, talk to your Laker fans here. Should Laker fans be worried? Because so there's a couple of reasons here. Okay, right? They're the 7th seed, not very good. They have to play in the play-in situation. Again, not very good. They have to play in probably the second maybe first place winner of the MVP award, Steph Curry, who's hot right now. LeBron, AD, and Schroeder have missed a ton of time.
And it shows. It shows the first half of the game.
We can all say that it doesn't affect them. It is what it is. They have pulled back. They're only within 4 points right now. But AD is 2 for 13 from the field currently. LeBron is 2 for 9. Schroeder is 1 for 9. They have combined. They're combined for 20 points, all three of them. That's trouble. Is that worrisome for you as a Laker fan? Are you worried about the Lakers' chances this year?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I was. If you heard me in the phone call, I was on the phone before we started this little meet here. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to my guy AJ, Coach AJ, and I was saying, "Oh man, I was gonna bet big today. I was gonna put a huge bet. I thought the Lakers were gonna blow the Warriors."
That's what I thought.
But
they still can.
They still can. But motherfucker, they were down by 13 at halftime. Like, what the hell is going on? Now, what's crazy is I wasn't afraid of the Lakers being in this playing situation. Okay, 7 seed, got to play the 8 seed, beat the Warriors. I thought they got a great draw by playing the Suns first round. The Lakers have dominated the Suns this season. A great draw. But now it gets a little shaky now if they lose this game. Now they got to go to a game 7 against Memphis, which I think they should win. But it's a one-game situation.
But why put yourself in that situation when you're the better team?
So that's crazy. So I'm looking right now. It looks like they're only down by 1, right?
Yep, they started the second half on a 14-2 run, so that's pretty solid.
Good.
But overall, do you think they have
yes.
The West is tough. The West
is tough. But this is how I say. This is how you got to view it. You can't view it through the eyes of, can the Lakers do it? No, you got to view it. Ask this question: which of the 7 teams in the playoffs in the West want to play the Lakers in the 7-game series?
Oh, I'm sure nobody.
Nobody. Exactly. Yeah. So that's how I always got to look at it. Yes, the Lakers aren't they're vulnerable. But that being said, if you put all 7 teams there, all 7 playoff teams in the West, do any of them want to play the Lakers in the 7-game series? No. The Lakers are still the best team in the West. The record might not show it. But if you put all the playoff teams in the West and tell each team which team do you not want to see in the playoffs, of course, they're all going to see the Lakers. Hands down, they're all going to see the Lakers. I'm just throwing it out.
I agree with the 7-game stuff, and that's the part that I think the Lakers got to get there first.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah.
They got to get there first, and there's not slump teams here in the bottom in the play-in tournament. They're good teams in the play-in tournament, and I think what really hurt them was not getting that 6 seed to secure not having to play in the play-in tournament. But hey, they are here. Mandy says they don't have anything to worry about as long as they can qualify for the actual playoffs. And if they have to play anybody in a 7-game series, they should win. Who do you think would push them to 7? Who do you think would really test the Lakers here in the West? I think
Clippers.
I think out east you have the best team. But who'd you say?
Clippers.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Clippers are good. Yeah. Really good. If anybody's going to win it in the West, if it's not the Lakers, it's probably going to be the Clippers.
Whoa. I didn't say that. I said the question was, which team can push the Lakers to a 7-game series? Oh, yeah, Clippers. But don't get it twisted. We're still talking about the Clippers. They will never get past the second round. Just throwing it out there, it's the Clippers.
I don't know. I just think there's something a little different about that team this year. A lot of defense, but like I said, the only thing about I think the Lakers can hang their hat on, and if they get in trouble, is they are the best defensive team in the NBA, and that's without a doubt. I watched, a good amount of basketball, and to me, the Lakers are by far the best defensive team in basketball. Probably the Knicks right behind them, but the Lakers are great on defense, and if they can, if they can find a way to stop everybody's best player, they got a really good chance of being, the team in the end. And then when Anthony Davis gives you hustle like he does at the end of ball games, it's really hard to beat that team. Really hard to beat that team. So, out east, do you think the Nets are the biggest threat to the Lakers? Do you believe do you believe in the big three over there?
Of course, yeah, of course, and apply the same question: which team in the East do you not want to see in the playoffs? The Nets, of course.
Absolutely.
As a Laker fan, I'm rooting for Boston to go ahead and handle the Nets. I'm rooting for the Heat or somebody to take out the Nets, of course.
Yeah. I would like to see. I want to see the Milwaukee and then play a 7-game series. I think it'd be interesting. They had some good bouts early on in the regular season, but that was NBA. We're talking about the Lakers here. So even if they're in trouble, Mandy says they're not as long as they can get in a 7-game series. I think in the play it may be in a little bit of trouble, but I think they should be okay. They should be okay. Like Mandy said, if they play the Suns, they've dominated the Suns. The Suns are a hungry team though with Chris Paul. So it's gonna be a tough series. I think it might that one can go 6-7 games. But we'll move on to the NFL, Mandy. And the only reason we're moving on to the NFL is obviously we had the draft and we had some shakeups with not really some trades, but really just drafting and stuff like that. Some interesting picks. I think the Patriots made an interesting pick. I think a couple of teams had some interesting picks. I like the Bears pick, stuff like that. But that shook up what Vegas thought of teams over under win totals. So I'm going to give you teams and then their over under win totals. And you're going to tell me, what do you like here, the over or the under? Now let's try to remain unbiased, okay? Forget your hate about the Raiders. Forget your hate about every other team. That's not the Rams.
Before we get into that, is it this season that we're going to have a 17-game season, or was it next?
I believe so. I believe that's what they're talking. Yeah. So I believe it should be either 17, 16 games, but I believe it's 17. And, the schedule came out. A lot of better teams have good schedules, and a lot of bad teams don't have good schedules. Or are in the middle teams, having that tough road ahead. But we'll start with the team which predicted the second least amount of wins. I don't know if you'd agree that they're going to get under 5 wins. If they're going to get over with 5 wins, they have a great all-star quarterback in Jared Goff. Lions are predicted 5 wins. What do you feel about the Lions and their 5 wins?
You're going to laugh at me. I'm going to say over.
Okay.
Say over.
The Jared Goff effect, I guess?
Nah. I just think the Lions, they weren't a bad team last year,
They were a bad team.
Their defense was pretty stout. Their coach was Matt Patricia, right?
And he got fired.
He got fired, yes. But again, the team is still intact somewhat. They add Jared Goff, maybe a fresh little young boost in there. They play in the NFC North, and especially if Aaron Rodgers does not play for the Packers.
Yeah, supposedly he's retiring. So.
Right? So that's going to put the Packers in a really bad predicament. So you play them twice. You play
unless Jordan Love can play.
I know, but still, I'd rather have Aaron Rodgers than Jordan Love. But think about this.
Oh, absolutely.
Twice. Okay? Bears twice.
Vikings twice.
Bears twice. If at those 6 games, if you could win 3 games, win 2 in the other, 11 games, win 2 more, I think you could go ahead and put the overs for the Lions at 5. I don't see why.
I'll be honest. This could be a 0-16, 0-17
no,
Lions team.
Stop
I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. They're bad on paper.
The coach say
bad.
they'll eat people's hearts. They'll break ankles and kneecaps.
They lost. Kenny Galladay was their best receiver. I think Marvin Jones has gone too. They don't really have a running back. They got Jared Goff and no line whatsoever. They have a below average defense from last year and not on a lot of guys left. So this is going to be a really, really, really bad. The only team I think could be worse than the Lions this year is the Houston Texans, and that's about it. But they're going to be really bad.
Hey,
like,
Mo,
really
make
bad.
sure,
like
make sure we save this. All right, Mo, make sure we save this for the season. He's saying the Lions are going to go
a fat under on the Lions. Fat under,
I'm
like
over.
0 wins.
I'll
go under 3 wins for them. Okay, they're going to be bad, like historically bad. Okay, because if there's 17 games, they might be the first team to go 0-17. Okay, I'm calling it right now. Right now, no. The Jets will be better than the Lions. Number 2, Mandy, the defending Super Bowl champs, Tom Brady and his Buccaneers are slated at 11 wins. Do they go over? Under 11 wins?
Wow, that's kind of low.
The most wins it's because of strength of schedule right now. The most wins is the Kansas City Chiefs at 12.5. So that's the highest total.
11 for a 17-game season.
The Buccaneers also have, I believe, the number 3 strength of schedule. The Chiefs have the number 2 strength of schedule.
I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go over 11. I don't care. Strength of schedule at the beginning of the year doesn't matter because you don't know who's good or not. You're talking about the schedule from a last year's team. But what happens if they lost players, they gained players, and all that stuff?
Well, that's all factored into the strength of schedule.
I don't think so. I don't think it is. I think off of the record of last year, I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers. Over 11.
Over.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that too, just because they didn't lose anybody from last year and a Super Bowl winning team, and they won 12 games last year, I believe. So why not do it again? I think they could do it again. And they might even win the NFC. You never know. So moving on to apparently everybody's favorite team, America's team, the Dallas Cowboys with Dak healthy, presumably, with a healthy, better offensive line, presumably. They added a really good linebacker, but they already have good linebackers, so that was kind of weird with Micah Parsons. I like him, but I just think that you already have 2 really good inside linebackers, and you just added another good inside linebacker.
Who are the really good inside linebackers?
Byron Smith, and then they got Leighton Vander Esch. They got 2 really good inside linebackers. Why do you need to draft another inside linebacker? It doesn't make sense to me.
Done.
I like Vander Esch. I think if he's healthy, he's a really good player. And it makes no sense to me to draft another inside linebacker. Like, okay. But they did. So, Cowboys are slated in the NFC East at 9.5 wins. What are you thinking there? You think the Cowboys get to double digits at 10 wins this year, Mandy? Or are they staying at 9, 8-8 maybe? Doesn't take much to win the NFC East. We've seen that.
You know what? You're right. You convinced me. I'm going to go overs because it's the NFC East. Same right now. What I'm going to use with the Lions. They're going to play 2 games against the Giants. 2 games against the Eagles.
The improved Giants.
Yeah, I'm still. But the Cowboys are also going to be improved with
we think
position, healthy offensive line. So I'm going to go Cowboys over 9.5.
With what I've seen with Prescott last year, I liked him. I really did. He was great. He tore it up, but they still didn't win very many games when he was there. I think he won 1 game before he got injured, or 2 games maybe.
Well, because they played against the Rams, of course they're gonna lose that game. Come on now.
Oh God. Okay.
Remember that was against the Cowboys.
You know what? I think the Cowboys win the NFC East, but I think they stay at 9-7. So I'll take the under 9.5. Okay. I think 9-7 wins the NFC East, or 9-8. But we'll go with the Rams next. Your favorite team, Mandy. Here they got the Rams. They have one of the higher strength of schedules early on. Slated at 10.5 wins with their new look Matthew Stafford. They got a big D tackle. Again, same principle, but they let Michael Brockers go. So I guess you got to get another young guy to play behind Aaron Donald. 10.5 wins. The Rams get over 10.5 wins in that tough NFC West division with the Seahawks, Cardinals, and the Niners.
Shocker,
who should be better.
Shocker here. I'm going to go under.
Oh, interesting.
Because 10.5, that's a big number. That means they got to go 11-6, 11-5, depending on whether it's a 16 or 17 game season.
They got to win like every division.
Yeah,
game.
that division that's going to be tough as hell. Luckily, the NFC East has sucked. So with the 9 wins, maybe the 9-10 win season, they can playoffs, right? Yeah. But that's still under 10.5. So I'm gonna go under.
Yeah, no Drew Brees with the Saints. Yeah. Not a whole lot of. I think the NFC has kind of lost its with if Aaron Rodgers doesn't play either, kind of lost a lot of its better players. So If the Rams are playing a lot of AFC games, they probably won't win as many. But I'll take the under on the Rams here too. Not because I'm hating on the Rams or anything like that. They're just playing a really tough division, like really tough. And you have to people. Well, I think people have to realize. I would say toughest or second toughest.
No, the toughest.
Okay, well I would say toughest, second toughest. That's my opinion. No, I'd say 1 and 2 is NFC West, AFC West are 1 and 2. So
oh my God, no, you're not.
How would you not?
Okay.
We've had the Super Bowl champs and like the team that went to the Super Bowl twice in a row.
The Chiefs, okay, right? And then in the NFC West, you have who's the top dog in NFC West? Let's say the Rams.
Okay, I guess.
But after the Chiefs, the Raiders.
Probably Seahawks, but yeah.
The Raiders.
Chargers with Justin Herbert is really good.
And those two teams you just mentioned, the Chargers, the Raiders, and the Broncos, they're behind the Cardinals. They're behind the Rams. They're behind the Niners.
I don't agree.
Yes.
I just don't agree.
Wow.
Just don't agree. But either way, what I'm saying with the Rams is I think people have to tailor expectations a little bit because Matthew Stafford is a new quarterback.
Unproven.
He's a veteran quarterback. Yeah. He's a veteran quarterback learning a new system, learning a very young system, and he's an old quarterback. So I think that they kind of have to tailor expectations, especially early in the season when he's learning McVay's offense in full speed. Okay, it's a different thing to know it in practice, and it's a different thing to know at full speed in the game. I think he'll learn it. I just think it's going to take him a couple games. Now here's a surprising one, Mandy. I think it's surprising, and it's the Raiders here. Vegas has them, and they always do this. And I've bet the Raider over on win totals 3 years in a row, and I've hit it 3 years in a row. Okay, the Raiders win total is 7 games.
That's easy to hit when the over under is like fucking four games. So
this one is 7 games. Last year it was 6 games. I actually did a prop to go one above it. I did 7.5, hit that. So Raiders win total is 7 this year. You know, they have a strength of schedule is tough. Okay. Week 1, they play the Ravens. They got a lot of tough games this year, okay? Because the AFC is better than the NFC usually. So I'm going to say that with their strength of schedule, I think they're better this year than they were last year. They got 8 wins last year. I'm going to go with the over on the Raider total here. They shored up the offensive line, got a couple of weapons for Carr now. The running game, it's been good. The defense needs to improve for them to get over 7 wins, and it should because they got a bunch of young guys now in their second year. With a couple of veterans sprinkled in there, I think the Raiders get over 7 wins. They could get under. It's possible that they have a tough season, with their strength of schedule, but I think they get over 7 wins. I really do.
I mean,
well-coached team.
I agree.
Committing less penalties.
I'll agree. I'll go. I'll go over 7. Why not? 7's a low number. It's not 10.5. The Rams have.
It's not 10.5.
3.5. I'll take it. Why not?
I think so too, and that's a good choice, Mandy. That's a really good choice. Okay,
yeah, it's easy.
And we'll see if you can continue to make good choices on the next segment, which of course is Rapid Fire Sports Trivia with Mandy and Chooch. Mandy, okay, today we had a no-hitter thrown by the Yankees. Now I'm gonna ask you here, Mandy, who are these 6 players this year who have thrown a no-hitter? Yes, there is 6. Yeah. 6 players.
No, I believe you. To be honest, guys,
it's a tough one.
Working all day. I had a CIF. I had a baseball game at Cathedral. CIF home soccer game at Cathedral. I get home at 8 o'clock. I do the show. I didn't even know there was a no-hitter thrown today. No idea.
I'll give you a hint. It was a Yankee, and it wasn't Garrett Cole.
Fuck Tanaka. I don't know who the fuck. I don't know.
Tanaka is playing in Korea right now, or Japan, one of the 2. So go ahead. Let's see if you can get any of the other 6.
Musgrove.
Yep, Musgrove, the first ever no-hitter in Padres history by a San Diego-born kid. Good for Joe Musgrove.
Yeah, and we'll go.
That's all you got? All right. The 6 players are Joe Musgrove, threw one for the Padres this year, first ever in Padres history. Carlos Rondon of the Chicago White Sox, that was an impressive one. Corey Kluber threw one today for the Yankees. Corey Kluber, he had 1 walk, almost a perfect game, really. The 4th one would be Wade Miley of the Cincinnati Reds. And then number 5 was John Means of the Orioles, which was a pretty impressive game, actually. And Means has had a great year. Got touched up a little bit today, but he's having a great year. And then, which was I think it was last night or 2 nights ago, Spencer Turnbull of the Tigers threw one there. I think it was like the 6th in
You
Tigers.
could have told me those names. I would have said, are they in the minor leagues? Are they playing high school? Who knows?
I mean, Corey Kluber is
former Indian.
Yes. And, yeah, exactly. But, yeah, with the Yankees, he threw his first no-hitter of his career. Pretty awesome. So,
nice.
What you got for me, Mandy? You went 1 for 6. Pretty terrible percentage, but that's okay.
All right, simple. NBA playoffs. Lakers cut the lead to 3 right now. About to be the fourth quarter. That's cool. Give me the last 5 NBA champions. Not the last 5 years. The last 5 NBA teams who won a championship.
Okay, so you got the Lakers. They won it previously. The Warriors are definitely up there. Then you would have the Toronto Raptors. Then, the Warriors won it a couple times, so that's the trick here. Prior to that, you had, that's where it gets a little tougher. I would say the Heat and then the Mavericks. We'll say those are the only ones I can remember right now.
Okay, well, you got 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I did. The last 2 were.
You're missing the LeBron Cavaliers.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And then back in 2013, 2014, the Spurs.
Fair enough. 3 out of 5 ain't bad. Better than what Mandy did. So
TBH, I would have gone 5 out of 5 on my question, but I mean.
I don't know. You couldn't even name the 6 guys who threw a no-hitter
this
year.
Who knows these guys here? They play.
I do.
Off of minor leagues. Like, relax.
No, Rondon has been in the league for a while. Wade Miley is pretty new. John Means is a former All-Star. He's really good. So is Spencer Turnbull. So I would know these guys. I like these guys. I watch a lot of baseball though. So, but Mandy, we're gonna move on to the takeaways. But before I do that, I'm gonna remind everybody real quick. We have that NHL Stanley Cup giveaway. Okay. And out of all the teams that are in the playoffs, we got the Lightning to win it. We got the Colorado Avalanche, who are absolutely dominating right now. We have the Blues, who are playing the Avalanche, so one of those teams is not going to win it. And then we have the Bruins, who won Game 3, against the Capitals, against Ovechkin and the Capitals. So we've got quite a few teams in there. Somebody's probably going to win. I think it's going to be the Avalanche, which means a $90 payout for one of our fans who entered the giveaway. I'm going to be making a post about that soon, so that way we can get some more entries and get more people a chance to win some dinero. But keep that in mind, okay? It could be the Avalanche. I really think it will be the Avalanche. But we also have the Vegas Golden Knights, who are really good too. So we got the team out of the West, and we have probably the team out of the East. We just have to worry about the North. That's really it. But we should be okay there. Watching it, the Avalanche look like the best team, in the tournament. They look great. They look fast. They look physical. They look awesome.
Hey, Chuchi,
keep that in mind.
Are you done? Because can you wrap the show? Because I want to go watch the fourth quarter of the Lakers.
We don't. I don't want you to be disappointed. But I'm gonna give you my takeaway real quick, and it's about. I don't know if you saw this, Mandy, because you're so busy. But the score was 15-4. White Sox were dominating the Twins.
Oh my God! Yeah.
The Twins put in El Tortuga.
That guy. Yeah.
Astudillo. Yeah. He threw just 3-0 count. Astudillo.
Oh, yeah, Bondiga.
They call him the Tortuga. So he threw a 49 mile per hour whatever pitch on a 3-0 count, and your mean Mercedes ripped it out. He hit a home run, and I'm so sick and tired of this whole. Oh, don't break the unwritten rules of baseball, blah, blah, blah. If you're dumb enough to put a position player in and he throws a 49 mile per hour whatever pitch in the zone and a guy rips it out, that's your own fault. What do you want the hitter to do? Strike out and then end up on Shackton a fool because he missed a 49 mile per hour little league fastball? Come on. That's ridiculous. And then on top of that, his manager, LaRussa, calls him out by name. What kind of crap is that? That's some old school stuff right there, dude. Exactly. We don't need it. Trevor Bauer, I think, said it best. He tweeted something that was like, he said pitchers and managers just be better. Just be better. He's like, he will never take offense to a 3-0 home run. It's your own fault. Make a competitive pitch and get an out. or don't and get rocked. Let someone hit a home run off of you. That's what's gonna happen. That's my take. I'm so sick of the unwritten rules of baseball. And then to top it off, the worst part was the next day, Duffy or whoever the guy was throwing on the mound, he got thrown out in the first inning for throwing a ball behind your mean Mercedes. Like, come on, what kind of stuff is that? That's unsafe. You're gonna hit a guy for playing baseball, for playing the game of baseball, and you could say he's playing it the wrong way, but there is no wrong way to play baseball. You play baseball. You hit the ball, you run the bases, you pitch. That's how it works, okay? So I'm sick of these unwritten rules. Mandy, what do you got?
That's actually a really good one. But
thank you.
Somewhat sports related, I guess. But man, we're back. I think COVID, the pandemic, is soon to be over. Sports
feels like it. Definitely feels like it.
Can't wait to have the football season coming up, full stadiums. I'm planning on traveling again to go to NFL stadium to go see a game.
Yes, sir.
And I'll wait. I got my first shot of vaccine today. My arm is a little sore right now. So, good thing I'm a righty. Oh, man. I think. Crazy. But you know what, though? The curve looks like we're turning the curve back to normal. I can't wait. High school athletics is about to be over. Thank God. I've been so busy. Can't wait for the summer to be great, fellas. It's going to be great.
That's what it's all about. I can't wait. I mean, I think a big moment is going to be when every ballpark starts to do 100% capacity, and teams are going to have that whole pageantry, like almost like another opening day. And I'm really excited, and I can't wait to see that.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, things that feel like they're getting back to normal. In Texas, it feels like they were always normal. That's just how Texas is, though. But just keep that in mind. We got that the hockey giveaway. That's free money if you win it, right? Let's say the Blues come back and win it, which I don't see it, but that's $170 right there. Avalanche, that's $90. Lightning, that's $85. Bruins, that's another $90 bill right there. And those are, I think, three out of the four best teams left. So keep that in mind. Make sure you keep up with that, or in the Knights too. But that's only like $25. But keep that in mind. Keep us in mind. Shoot us a follow. Shoot us some likes, some shares, and keep your boys from the Next Man Up Show in your mind on a weekly basis. See you guys next week.